Not in Australia? Desperate to catch up on the newest episodes of Have You Been Paying Attention? We're releasing brand new episodes for our overseas friends of the show on the official Have You Been Paying Attention YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Tonight, join Mick Malloy, Kitty Flanagan, Tim McDonald, Alex Ward and Sam Pang as we look back on the week and ask, have you been paying attention? And now the man with the answers, Tom Gleisner.
Good evening, Australia. Great to have your company for our weekly wander back through news of the past 7 days. As always, there's been a lot happening in the world, but how's this for a lineup to help sort through it all? Making his series return, you know him from the Cheap Seats and the Reserve Drivers podcast, Tim McDonald. Also back for the first time this year, the newlywed Alex Ward. From Triple M Melbourne's Mick in the Morning, strap yourself in for Mick Malloy. Oh, fresh from presenting the Women in Media oration on Saturday night. Sounds fancy. Welcome back, Kitty Flanagan. And finally, a man who on last week's show became his own meme. There he is, Mr. Sam Pang. Hey, Mickey, let's start with you. Great to have you back. And this lovely shot of you popped up on our socials. And I'm seeing champagne and a rug. What's the story behind that?
It's hard to say where I am, isn't it? I was actually at the football, and it was a terrible night because I didn't have a neck pillow, and that's mid-strength champagne. Mid-strength.
It was a very long evening. I think we've got some footage of you leaving the game, Mickey. So it's... great to have you. Hey, great to see you again, Alex, and congratulations. You got married. So there's you and Hannah.
That's us. We got the tram.
Okay, so no limo or horse and carriage?
No. We just saved a few bucks. When we got there, I thought I was getting the jitters, and then I realised just the rush from fare evasion.
Okay. And so many lovely shots. The two of you appeared to have exchanged dogs in this one.
Yeah, less rings, more ringworm.
Oh, nice. Now, Alex, you've been spotted recently on Adam Liao's Cook Up. You've moved on from your own web series, Ready, Steady, Wardy.
Yeah, and it comes a time you have to step aside and help the up-and-comers.
Sure.
Yeah, so Adam Liao, I popped on there, gave him a few tips.
Well, let's take a look.
They grow really well. So we're cooking that off in quite a lot of water.
Look, yeah, quite a lot of water, because we're actually going to use this water for the pasta as well. Yep, that's how my career's going. I'm reusing water now.
No, not just water, kale water.
Yeah. I mean, if I was at home, I'd bathe in it too.
Sure. Why not? Thank you.
And just for Mick, those are vegetables.
Wow. Tim, welcome back, of course. We saw you not only on the Cheap Seats, but doing some sports commentary.
Yes, this was up at the Race of Champions in Sydney. It's a motorsport race for ex-F1 and WRC drivers, and I was behind the mic.
OK, and I think you've brought in some vision.
Yes, it was an American driver, Kurt Busch, who had a slight incident on one of his laps.
Big moment for Busch. He couldn't get the thing turned, almost ended up in the barriers.
Not since the Iraq War have we seen such a miscalculation from Busch.
And it happened again when the Kiwi driver Gary Bin Laden crashed.
Of course. We got combining motorsport and geopolitics. Nicely done, sir.
So that's what we're doing this week. Are you allowed to throw to your own clips now tonight?
If you had something to bring in?
Not this week.
OK. Hey, Kitty, this is very exciting. I did mention, by way of intro, you did a big speech on the weekend?
Yeah, I was orating.
The women in media, and there's a rumour going around that you sort of paid out on Working Dog and called us idiots.
I did say what happens in the room stays in the room. To clarify, I was making the point that you were idiots to offer me a role on Utopia without asking me to audition. And I stand by that.
OK.
Yeah. All I'd done to date was, sketch work in wigs and doing fart jokes, and you said, hey, why don't you come and play Rhonda?
And you did it. Well, we stand by our decision.
I know, best decision you've ever made.
Absolutely. One and many.
Tommy, can we see that again? It's a lovely touch to do the Women in Media oration dressed as Colonel Sanders, too.
Please. All right, we should get this quiz on the road. Hands on buzzers. Interesting statement from Liberal Senator Jane Hume.
Stop your nonsense, chin up, chest out, straighten your tiara and let's get on with the job.
Oh, what's she talking about, Tim?
A little late for Queen Elizabeth, I would have thought.
Probably. Well, you may have said Kitty.
I think she's talking about her wedding night.
It was a little more recently. It was an event of the week, Sam.
It was actually advice my mother gave me during my teens when I was going through a phase.
Straighten your tiara. Nikki.
Liberal Party. Liberal Party.
That'll do it.
And the National Party, the split. Get back together. Come on, work it out. Have a cuddle.
Oh, you're almost with there, Mickey. Sam.
No, allow me. That's not even close.
No.
She's talking about not the split between the two parties, talking about her getting the flick.
Yes, from the...
So not even close.
Well, he's...
Sorry, Laurie Oakes.
Let's play nice. Sam, I will pay that. She's, of course, referring to being dumped from the shadow cabinet.
Excuse me, when was the last time Laurie Oakes was on television?
We do need to move on. Meet 21-year-old Charlotte Walker. She's just become Australia's youngest... Sam.
Laurie Oakes fan.
It is political. Alex.
Person to print out an email.
That would be very high. Tim.
In the spirit of Mick, Labor Party.
Oh, yes. She's a senator.
Thank you. She's the youngest Labor senator for South Australia. To some international news now.
The US president has given Vladimir Putin an ultimatum.
Ooh, what's the ultimatum? Kitty.
Is that the latest Tesla model?
No, not a car. It's a statement. Alex.
Propose or I'm leaving you.
Yes, it's not personal. It's more political.
He's got 2 weeks to sort out a peace deal between Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Furness.
Tim,
let's hope that they can come together.
I could so take the first part. A peace deal between...
I think it might be Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, but the peace deal between Ukraine and Russia. To a common phrase from the week.
On again, off again.
On again, off again.
On, off again.
On, off.
What has been on again, off again this week? Sam.
Your support of P. Diddy?
Is... ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing to say. It's never wavered. Tim.
I'll get us out of this. It was in the US. It was Donald Trump's tariffs.
Yes, which are on again, off again. French President Macron was overseas this week.
As the door is opened, you can see him talking to someone off screen when suddenly...
what happens? Kitty?
Oh, I think he runs back because he left his iPad in the seat pocket.
You can do that. 27J. No, Alex.
His wife pushes him in the face.
Oh, would you like to see it?
Yeah, again.
Let's take a look.
Two hands reach out into frame and shove him backward.
Yes, Alex.
I think he called the flight attendant a snack.
What's she doing at the...
They were visiting Vietnam, I think, so it was like a state visit.
I would have thought at her age that she would have to wait for all the other passengers to disembark. And then get assistance.
The ambulance, Sam,
No?
but...
And it's amazing. We call it a shove, but Jetstar call it customer care.
Alex, points are yours. To the Vatican now, where...
The first American Pope has declared himself...
Mick.
An atheist.
No, I think he's still with the Catholics. Kitty.
I think he declared he was bi-curious.
Not the answer I got here, unfortunately. Mick.
Free-balling.
Maybe someone other than Mick. Tim.
I think he declared himself a Roman, which is part of the process before testifying at a royal commission, I believe.
In fact, it's the final ceremonial step to become the Bishop of Rome. I'll give you the points. The Danish royals celebrated King Frederick's birthday. Who surprised them on the balcony? Tim.
Was it Michael Jackson and Blanket?
They know their way around that pub. It was not MJ. Alex.
I know this one. It's their dog.
Yeah.
Coco? Yeah.
Your first appearance on the balcony.
It's showing the peasants how to beg.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Tommy, why wouldn't you have a Great Dane? Like you're Danish. You've got a great dog. It's a Great Dane. Why wouldn't you have a Great Dane on the balcony? This is a slap in the face to the Great Dane. From the Danish monarchy.
Absolutely, and nonetheless.
Heads will roll. Heads will roll.
What a wonderful insight into what things Mick's decided to get passionate about this week.
But don't you think that's not right?
Mate, I'm too scared to say no.
To Canada, and King Charles is the first monarch in 70 years to do what? Nick.
Shuey.
Well, yeah. It was ceremonial, but not that ceremonial. Sam, help me.
Mick will be happy. He bought a Great Dane.
Didn't involve a dog. He was at Parliament and he... Sam.
Not just any Parliament, Canadian Parliament. He opened Canadian Parliament.
He opened the Parliament. All he had to do was read a speech. How hard could it be? We'll return to that a little later. Back with more. Have you been paying attention?
It's been quite a week.
The Liberals and Nationals are officially back together.
Personally, David and I will be friends.
They were a couple who were just going to last the distance.
The Blues lifted the shield.
Interesting way to carry your trophy there. When you win, rub it in.
I wanted to have generational change.
Basically, they're too old.
That's a nasty question.
So anyway, gravity stinks.
Attention on 10 and 10 play just before we return to questions. Kitty, we spotted this on your Instagram. It's whiteboard o'clock. What is whiteboard o'clock?
It's where I try out new material and I take a whiteboard on stage with me and I go through my ideas on the whiteboard. And I just wanted to say that on air to all the people that have bought tickets thinking they're coming to my greatest hits show. Think again. It's not that show. The alternate title is This Could Be Shit.
OK. And so if a joke doesn't land, does it get, like, rubbed out?
Sure does. Or I think this audience doesn't know what funny is and
and you push through.
I will point out again... Kitty's new look at the moment, which appears to be Colonel Sanders.
What?
Kitty's doing 11 secret jokes.
All right, hands back on buzzers. These two Brazilian nuns have gone viral.
Então vamos lá.
What happens next? Kitty.
it's pretty graphic. They reveal why they're called Brazilian nuns.
No. Very modest.
Look away now.
They stay fully closed. What happens, Tim?
It's whiteboard o'clock. They are beatboxing nuns.
You have it. They start beatboxing. Take a look.
She's a dancer called Prey Gun.
It's Toby. Alex.
Close. I think they're called Nun DMC.
Thank you. By the way. Kitty.
Can I just challenge that answer? I'm not sure that's beatboxing, is it? Because if it is, I can beatbox.
With the microphone thing?
I think she's just spinning a bit.
Oh, OK.
And why'd you stop the clip before the twerking?
All right, moving on. Oh, I believe we have a very special video quizmaster standing by.
Hi, Tom. Hi, everyone. Ed Campbell here. And what am I doing in Germany?
What is Ed doing in Germany? Mickey?
Sex tourism?
Is not... Sorry, Ed. Kitty.
Ed, would it be a soccer game?
Oh, Kitty, let's take a look.
I'm in Munich supporting my team Inter Milan in the Champions League final.
He went over to see his team Inter Milan and the result of that match was?
They lost 5-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
5-0.
God. How long did it take him to get there?
Well, they had to have a stopover. I think his protein powder's got a product recall there as well. So.
All the way to Germany to see his team get beaten 5-0 to a quiet suburban street in Chicago. What happens next? Alex?
That truck explodes. That's what happens. It's not a joke. The truck explodes.
Alex, would you like to see it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's my favourite video.
Let's take a look. Driver, only minor injuries. It was a propane tank, apparently, that exploded.
What's that red stuff in the front yard?
Is it mulch?
Mulch.
Yes, sorry, welcome to Gardening Australia.
By the way, there's Costa.
Very unkind. All right, time to roll out the red carpet for a bit of this. And tonight's Showbiz segment is proudly brought to you by the Mitsubishi Pajero Sport. Take it to the next level. No, sorry, not the Pajero. No, unrelated. Sorry, Mitsubishi. Not Dr. Fajira. We're doing Showbiz. Taylor Swift posted on her socials for the first time this year. What has left her elated and amazed? Sam?
She brought back her masters.
What?
Not academically. Some songs.
Recordings. First 6 albums, she
What's
now
your
owns.
favourite album?
Oh, the Reputation is a good one. And tell you what, Red's another good one.
What's your favourite album not featured there?
Oh, I just think the best of it. Best.
Thanks for the assist. All right. These young actors were revealed to be the stars of which new TV series? Kitty.
I think it's a show called Ginger Hunters.
It's...
They found one in the
That's a
grass.
clue. Mickey, what's the show?
Harry Potter.
Yes, pay that.
So that's Hermione, Harry, and Luke McGregor.
There you go. Thank you, Tim.
What's your favourite Harry Potter book, Nick?
Harry Potter and the Great Dane.
We do need to move on. I'm sorry, Mickey. To an intriguing post from Hugh Jackman. What is significant about that? Kitty.
He's actually at a funeral.
Not quite so tasteless. Alex.
Is it about Deborah, his ex Deborah Lee Finesse, filing for divorce?
Yes, indeed. That's his response to something she wrote. And
Yeah, that'll get her back.
Well, no, I don't think he's aiming for that. But he's lip syncing to bye, sync. So, that's...
Tommy.
Yes, Kitty.
What's your favourite?
I'll tell you, Kitty. Bye. Yes, Sam.
Well done. What's your second favourite song, Tom?
Another week, another We're moving on. Another week, another celebrity endorsement.
Comedian Celia Pacquola has been recruited to help spread the word.
To help spread the word about what? Kitty.
I think she's a big fan of fossil fuels. She's yay for coal.
It's for the... No, it's not for the coal industry, Sam.
Is it talking about the dangers of saunas?
No, this is celebrating.
Why is she in the sauna dressed?
Well,
like fully dressed. Don't you like
Celia's choice.
wear a towel or something?
It's Celia's choice. I could ring her. I could ring her if you want. Tim.
I think it's Tasmanian tourism.
That's the one. Yeah.
Not sure whether she's asking people to come or stay away.
No. She's asking people to come.
Can you just pass that next time you see Celia that Mick was unhappy with that? And... Actually, just ring her now and say, Mick wants you to take your clothes off.
I've cancelled my trip to Tasmania. There, I've said it. Look at Tom master the iPhone.
We just got to wait. He's calling the operator.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Celia, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. We're live to air on Have You Been Paying Attention at the moment. Do you want to say hi to Celia, everyone? Seals, quick question. We just played your Tasmanian tourism ad.
Oh, no, come on. I'm not even there to defend myself. OK, which one?
Well, Mick Malloy wants to know, why are you in a sauna fully clothed?
Because they play it before midnight, Mick.
Thank you.
They couldn't afford me robless,
Is there an after dark
is the short answer.
Kitty wants to know, is there an after dark version?
There sure is. There's the sealed section in Antarctica.
Fantastic. Thanks, Seals. See you, Seals.
And I'm just going to call Tom's carer.
All right. The travel guides popped up on another TV show this week. What was it? Tim.
Air crash investigation.
It was... Did not involve aviation disasters. Anyone know, Kitty?
Was it RBT?
It was... No, they were all very clear. Alex?
Banged Up Abroad?
It was... OK. It was a popular Channel 9 show. Sam?
Oh, sorry. I was going to say Nazi megastructures.
Mickey?
Tipping Point.
It was indeed a charity edition. We've got to take a break. Back with our special guest, Quizmaster, right after. Time to meet our special guest, Quizmaster. Just a couple of weeks ago, he stepped onto the Eurovision stage looking something like this. Cue that fog machine. Please welcome Gojo. welcome to our desk, Gojo. Come on in.
How you doing?
Congratulations on representing Australia. What was it like performing in front of 166 million viewers?
Well, it was terrifying. I actually wore a jockstrap, and it was like, it was quite an exhilarating experience. I love how that's the first thing I remember about this.
And it's an important thing too. How many runs on stage do you get before you do your first performance?
We did 7 dress rehearsals, and that was like with all the cameras, and then all on my own and with the girls doing the dancing. It was probably about 30 or...
Oh, OK, so you're pretty well prepped before you do that first
By
one.
the end of it, I was like dreaming about it. I was like in my, I could just be like, OK, I got to look at camera there, I got to look at camera there. There's cameras everywhere.
Okay. Yes, Kitty?
Do you think, given the result, you should have just had one go and, like... not put in such an effort? I'm just saying they robbed him, like, after all that effort you put in.
And did you get to see much of Switzerland?
Yeah, I got to see heaps of it. I had some dinner by the river. The river was really beautiful. Not like back in WA where you swim in it and you get like 3 diseases. But I'm from Western Australia, by the way.
You're allowed to say that.
Yes,
I like that you come out strong. You're getting some stuff off your chest. That's good.
I must say the Swiss hosts were very neutral.
I am blown away by this show already. Sorry if my face doesn't always show my level of excitement. As Swiss, we have a hard time showing our emotions.
Did you find that?
Yeah, I suppose so. She was hilarious. She was so funny.
OK.
Yeah.
Yes, Tim?
We should get her on the phone.
I can't dial internationally.
Oh, right.
Of course, not the first time you've played in front of a huge audience. You supported the Jonas Brothers last year?
Yes, but I always like to say that I was the guest act because I played in between their show. So I didn't open.
Oh, you came out, they brought you out?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it was halfway through theirs.
Okay,
Who's your favourite country? Who'd you like the most over there?
Switzerland, actually, Zoe me.
Switzerland.
Well, no, that was the song. I mean, everyone was really cool, though.
What about the Danish? With the Danish, I'm only asking...
Mickey, we've checked. The Great Dane is not Danish. It's German.
That's bullshit. Shame on you.
Sorry, I had to break the news. Yes, Kitty?
Did they change the name because Great Germ is pretty weird?
Hey, let's go back. You grew up in a small town in Western Australia called
Manjimup.
Manjimup. Small community, but I know the locals were excited.
We're all so excited about him, like, being on this big stage, international stage. He looked great. He did the jiggy-jiggy.
What was the jiggy-jiggy?
I think it was the hip thrust.
Mickey, what did you think of Gojo?
I thought you let yourself down, you let your country down. No, you didn't. We loved you. We just made me want to have a milkshake.
You're not the first...
I thought you were ripped off. I thought that song was tailor-made.
Yeah, it was
I
brilliant.
know, I saw it. You gave me so much support before it. You gave me your yum-yums, the Prime Minister.
That was a private conversation. We're right in your corner.
And you got a huge reaction when you rang your mum.
So the news is I'm going to be representing Australia for Eurovision this year.
Really? Police. She was excited, obviously.
Well, it's the most Australian response ever.
Probably is true. Sadly, the judges said that as well.
It was. I think it was.
You couldn't get through because Tom was on the phone.
Now, Gojo has kindly agreed to ask you five some questions. Well, let's grab the cards and jump into it.
All right. To an impromptu performance at St Pancras Station in the UK. Who is that singing?
Sam.
Lost Without You, I would recognise that anywhere. That's Delta Goodrem.
Wow.
And why she's not singing Born to Try.
I didn't know you were a Delta fan.
How can it be impromptu if there's a grand piano set up?
Well, I think...
I'm just walking along. Oh, bugger me, it's a piano. I might sit down and knock out a tune.
Have you taken your tablets tonight,
No.
Mickey?
No, I haven't.
Hey, have you ever busked, Jojo?
Yeah, I've done a bunch of busking. I did heaps out at Glebe Markets, actually. Okay. I hold the claim to fame that we saved Glebe Markets. Remember that time when it was going under?
Yeah, the developers were circling.
Yes. They changed they changed owners or something.
I know, because I was one of them.
But they started to go down, and then I remember I did a video out there for one of my songs, Mrs. Hollywood, and it just went absolutely viral.
Sure. Next question, Gojo.
Model HYBPA is set to be $1 billion richer. Due to what?
Alex.
It's not set in stone yet, but she bought a $2 scratchy.
And fingers crossed, not a scratchy, Tim.
This is lovely news. She's now Hayley Gleisner. And we wish her all the best.
Congratulations.
Sam.
Bit old for you, Tommy.
My last girlfriend was Margaret Court. Kitty, why is she going to be richer?
She sold her lipstick company or something.
Did you?
She sold her beauty brand, Road Beauty.
Yeah, to Chemist Warehouse. So that's going to be huge. OK, next question, please.
IKEA celebrated 50 years in Australia by releasing a limited edition what?
Tim.
This is nice. They released some of the customers who can't find the exit.
They do get them out at the end of the day. It's very Australian. It combines IKEA and Australian.
It's a party pie. It's got a Swedish ingredient.
Well, that is correct. I don't know about the Swedish ingredient, but that's correct.
What is the ingredient, Gojo?
It's a meatball party pie.
OK, next question, please.
Intriguing statement from actress Sydney Sweeney.
Hello, you dirty little boys. Are you interested in my body?
Yes.
Please. We need to... Alex.
Mick, I'm glad you got the cameo I sent you.
There is a question attached to this.
What's she selling?
What is young Sydney selling, Sam?
In the history of the show, has there been less time between the end of the question and someone buzzing in? I just want to know.
All right, the question is, what is Sydney selling? Alex.
It's soap, and it contains her bathwater.
Soap infused.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realise it's with her bathwater. What does that mean?
I don't want to know. Alex, points are yours. We've got to take a break. Eurovision is available to stream on SBS On Demand for anyone who'd like to relive Gojo's amazing performance. Would you please thank Gojo? Contestants individually to the test. This week sees the release of the latest Karate Kid movie, Karate Kid Legends, which prompted us to look at all things martial arts in a segment we call... Karate Chop. This. Now, the rules are simple. We'll show you each a classic moment from a martial arts franchise. You just answer a simple question. Sam, let's start with you.
Why are you starting with me?
We're kicking off with a scene from the original Karate Kid movie from 1984, where Daniel-san, played by Ralph Macchio, is battling his arch-rival Johnny Lawrence in a karate match. Hey!
So you okay? Can you go on? Get him a body bang! Finish him!
Now, Sam, what famous signature move does he do?
That's the easiest question you've ever asked me on this show. It's a famous technique that Mr. Miyagi taught him, and it's called the crane technique. And as Mr. Miyagi says, if do right, no can defence. Listen, English was his second language, so just take it easy. But so the crane technique was taught to Mr. Miyagi by his father.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's nice, isn't it?
So,
you know what my father taught me, Tom?
What was that, Sam?
How to put on a quaddie.
Okay. Sam, the
crane technique, where he goes up on one leg and he kicks his opponent and wins the tournament. It's amazing.
Sam, take a look.
Wise choice, Grasshopper. You are correct.
I thought you were done. I thought you were gone, and then the gong.
Thank you, Sam. Well done, Sam. Points yours. Alex, check out your classic kung fu film from the legendary martial arts movie star Bruce Lee, titled The Way of the Dragon.
Boss, that bastard got away! Go and get him, but no guns. Get him!
Oh, now. Bruce has a set of nunchucks, but he's surrounded by even more heavy goons. What does he pull out next?
There's a lot of men, firstly. I'm not sure this maybe passes the Bechdel test.
Possibly not. Well, so he's pulled out some nunchucks,
Yeah,
then suddenly another bunch of heavies have come in. What does he pull out to save himself?
Is it a fan? Because at 10 it becomes the hottest gay nightclub in Japan.
The fan is...
He pulls out a semi-automatic.
It would be. Well, interesting. You suggest he pulls out a firearm. Let's take a look.
You've brought great shame upon your ancestors.
Sorry, Alex. All right, Tim. In the TV series Kung Fu, Master Khan is giving a young martial artist a test.
Quickly as you can, snatch the pebble from my hand. When you take the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you.
When he takes the pebble from his hand, it will be time to...
Call my agent and get me off this show because...
He went on, did. This is when David Carradine played the older...
Oh, of course, the great David Carradine.
But this is as a youth. He had to.
A young David Carradine, not even David Carradine when he was famous. It was a young David Carradine.
Do you not know who David Carradine is really, Tim?
Should I know who David Carradine is?
He's Kevin Carradine's brother.
Okay. Thank you. I think we're getting bogged down. This is a test. This is a test. You can take the pebble.
He's got the pebble.
You
and
can.
When he can take the pebble, it's time for a Mitsubishi commercial.
Okay. Sadly, Tim,
maybe he can leave the dojo.
Oh, Tim,
maybe.
Stop. That is your answer. Let's take a look.
It will be time for you to leave.
Oh, wow.
Wise choice, Grasshopper. You are correct.
Thank you, Master. Thank you, Master.
Geez, I wish I could snatch a pebble from your hand right now and get going.
Kitty, your karate action film is the 1985 B movie Jim Carter, starring gold medal winning Olympic gymnast and part-time actor Kurt Thomas. Kurt's surrounded by angry locals. What does he do to escape?
I'm so confused because you look like a teppanyaki chef to me.
I'll take that
I thought it was going to be a food-related question.
I'll take that as a compliment, Kitty. What does Kurt do? And the clue is sort of in the fact that he was an Olympic gymnast.
Yeah, I think he stands up and he gives thanks to the village for being the only place that had a pommel horse so that he could do all his kicky stuff.
I think the words pommel horse might just get you over the line. Let's take a look.
Oh, he pommels it up.
Wise choice, Grasshopper. You are correct.
All right. Mickey, let's bring this thing home.
Sure.
You're watching the 1994 Stephen Chow-helmed martial arts comedy thriller From Beijing with Love.
想殺我鐵腿水上漂，冇咁易。
A lot has happened so far, but my question for you is, what happens next?
Wow. It reminds me a lot of Sam's wedding video.
in what way?
Very similar.
He's flying through the air. Looks like a good escape. What happens?
He lands on a bicycle, and it looks a lot like E.T.
Bring us a look.
What? Anything could happen. I don't even know what I just witnessed.
I'll be binary. Does he escape or not escape?
He escapes. I know. He escapes. He's got out of the dojo. Doesn't need the pebble. Gone.
Mickey, that is your answer. He escapes. Let's take a look. Oh, no.
You've brought great shame upon your ancestors.
Mickey, no points.
I would have said that, but it was just too obvious. You're going to get shot in the arse with a rocket.
Of course. I never said that. Sadly, sorry, Mickey. And all too soon, that brings us to the end of... Karate Chop this. Back with more Have You Been Paying Attention? Right after this. On buzzers. The New Zealand town of Taupo has a controversial new attraction called Boom Boom. What's Boom Boom? Kitty.
Is it a statue of Paul Lukakus? Thank you very much. And let's go back to my room. We can do it tonight if it makes you feel right.
Kitty, who's Paul Lukakus?
He's related to David Carradine. They did a movie together.
You can have the points because it's a statue, but who's Paul?
Boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room.
Okay. I thought he was a singer. Okay. It's a dinosaur sculpture, but I'll pay that. Oh, I believe we have a video quizmaster standing by.
Hi, Tom. Hi, everyone. I'm Jake, and this is Kenny. We're from Mary's Underground in Sydney. This week, we made news when who crashed our club?
Ooh, who crashed Sydney club Mary's Underground, Mick?
Paul Lukakus.
Was a big performance. Sam?
David Carradine?
Yes. Nick?
Lord.
Let's see if you're right.
The global superstar Lord for a night themed in her honour.
It's amazing. Lord got hammered and then she came back 3 days later.
Thank you. Points are yours, Mickey. This TikTok video has gone viral.
Can you not see that?
No.
From this angle, it does.
Can you not see what? What's she looking at? What's she distracted by? Alex.
It's Guzman and Gomez logo.
What exactly did you see in the logo?
She saw a resemblance to Mick and Sam.
Alex, you have the points. Take a look.
The Guzman icon, so it looks like Sam Pang and Mick.
It's been said before. It's said again.
And then she saw a logo on the sushi restaurant. She saw you.
There you go. It's all coming out. Points are yours, Alex.
Hey, boys, your reaction? You're part of a viral clip. You look like the Guzman and Gomez logo.
Guzman and Gomez will be hearing from our lawyers. Much like, by the way, your lawyers should get in touch with Mr. Sheen, by the way.
All right, it's time to get a little athletic with a bit of this. And tonight's sports segment is proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman. The Harvey Norman huge half-yearly clearance is on now with best prices guaranteed. Tom Cruise and David Beckham teamed up to do what on the weekend? Kitty?
Dress up like me.
It's a little more sport-related. Mickey?
Well, that's gone viral, Tommy. People think it's me and Sam.
Incredible. Sam?
No, they attended a Fantasy Island fancy dress party.
We'll move on before Sam's references get earlier than 1980.
UEFA. It was something to do with UEFA.
Something to do with UEFA?
Yeah, doing a show.
Yeah, a live TV show with the Champions Final. I'll pay that, Mickey. To a council meeting in Naples.
Noi abbiamo un appuntamento con la storia oggi. E se permettete, noi chiediamo che questo Consiglio Comunale...
Wow, what was the appointment for? Alex.
To get the aircon fixed?
Yes, it's very, very toasty scenes in there, Kitty.
Does he have to go and meet with his stylist immediately?
I think that horse is bolted, Kitty. Tim.
It's a strip show called Magic Michelangelo.
No one's taking my sports segment seriously. Come on, Harvey Norman are sponsoring this. We need a little bit of sports knowledge. Tim.
I think it was that was Napoli, and they won the Serie A, I believe.
Thank you for saying
but what's he doing? How's that?
So he wants to see Napoli
He's taking
play.
his clothes off. You should love that.
Tim,
get him on the phone.
10 points yours. Oh, I believe we have a video quizmaster standing by.
Hi Tom, hi everyone. I'm a German YouTuber called Tuliko with the real name Tom Kopke. And what competition did I just win for the second year in a row?
What competition did Tom win, Kitty?
He's pretty handsome. Did he win Tinder?
He'd do well, Mickey.
Cheese rolling.
Oh, let's see if you're right.
Cheese rolling.
The Coopers Hill cheese rolling race.
There, every year we show it. Oh, there they go.
He won and Matt Preston came second.
Moving on. I meet Japanese sumo wrestler Onosato. What's he celebrating? Tim.
He looks like Mick and Sam.
Make a good point, Tim. But the celebration is, of course, Sam.
Oh, I know this. He won, or he got... What's the word? He got promoted.
Too slow. I'm going to guess. Sumo of the year.
Yeah, sumo. He's been promoted to top-ranking sumo wrestler.
It's all there.
Well, what's
two fish.
What?
It's
Yeah,
all there,
no,
mate.
at his size, that's sashimi for him.
Yeah, and he's the first Japanese competitor to do it in about 8 years.
Yeah, I was going to add that, but I
Thank you, but
didn't want to rub it in your face.
Not necessarily. Kitty, points to yours. We've got to take a break. Back with our winner right after this. Recall. And tonight's Rapid Recall is proudly brought to you by Yui. You haven't shopped around until you've tried Yui. Start that clock. Elon Musk sported a black eye on Friday. What did he say caused it? Kitty.
Did you karate chop this?
No, not related to me. Tim.
I saw this. Bridget Macron.
He's closer to his own family, Alex.
No, his son X punched him as payback for the name.
Which, most of that is correct. His son X apparently punched him. Over $16 million worth of cocaine washed up where this week? Kitty.
Was it Summer Bay?
It was... that would have made
Alf's still talking.
Nick.
Norfolk Island?
Indeed, yeah.
They should put that in the brochure.
They should. To Switzerland, and what's special about this newly opened building? Tim.
I saw this. It's 3D printed. It's white because they ran out of magenta.
Didn't know that.
What does that mean? That house has been printed.
World's
by
tallest...
what?
I don't know what the material is, but they didn't have to build it.
Oh, Gramps.
Like you're asking Tom.
Tim has it.
I can't print out a flyer for a school face. Someone's printed out a house.
But Nick, just because you can't do something doesn't mean the rest of the world can't.
You make a good point.
Is it an Office Works?
Nick, we do need to move on. J-Lo delighted fans by announcing what this week? Nick.
She was not going to make any more films.
How dare you? Very popular. There's a big...
Strongly disagree. I hope it's a sequel to Made in Manhattan.
But what has she announced, Tim?
It's a residency, sadly, on Smooth FM, but it's still...
A residency in... Anyone know where she's actually doing a residency, Sam?
Residency traditionally in Vegas.
And that would be the correct answer. Tiger Woods' son Charlie has just done what for the first time? Kitty.
He won some golf.
He won some golf indeed. His first... What Kitty meant was his first American Junior Golf Association title.
Yep. He shot a 540.
This Spanish pebble made headlines. What's remarkable about it? Alex.
What's remarkable, actually, about this is it's not real. You can put your house key inside it.
Isn't it's even more valuable. Tim.
This is amazing. It's got 43,000-year-old fingerprints. And that kid can finally leave the dojo.
He can because he got it. Thank you, Tim. Oldest known human fingerprints. The movie Lilo and Stitch broke what record this week? Kitty.
Most money?
Yes. Boxer.
I'm having a crack. I'm
Kitty noticed a bit of a pattern with Kitty in this last segment.
There's a real lack of joining words. It's one golf, made money.
Kitty is a box office record.
I'm being rapid.
Indeed, 516 million on its opening weekend. From July, people in France will be banned from doing what in parks, beaches and bus stops? Damn.
It's not smoking, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, what are they doing over there? What's next over in France? Hospital wards?
You make a good point. The Doctor Who finale had a big surprise. What? Oh, we're out of time. Let's check that final leaderboard, and our winner is Tim McDonald. Congratulations to our winner. Thanks to everyone for being part of the show tonight. We'll leave you with a reminder of the need to pay attention when you're bantering with your co-host on a morning TV show.
Oh my God, you guys are like going to town. Bob, here, go on. Oh, this cherry. Oh!
Bang, down here. He's fine, he's fine. Good night, Australia. See you all next week. Not in Australia? Desperate to catch up on the newest episodes of Have You Been Paying Attention? We're releasing brand new episodes for our overseas friends of the show on the official Have You Been Paying Attention YouTube channel. Subscribe today. Hit the button. Go on, do it now. Subscribe.